at times allegedly asking his victims, "Are you ready to die?" This woman saying she screamed and kicked the masked man in the chest when he approached her.
I blocked my face, made sure that my center line was protected.
Police saying Hughes targeted both men and women and carried no weapon during the rampage. His motives are still a mystery.
That's correspondent Faith Abube. Let's get you over to Bloomberg Money Watch now. What do you say on a Wednesday, John Tucker?
All right, let's follow up on that breaking news, Scott. Investors in Meta, they're actually relieved. Yeah, they've settled for $16.7 billion, as you said. That's a lot of money, but if they had lost a trial, they could have faced penalties of as much as $1.4 trillion. Yeah, that's a trillion with a T. So this does come on the second week of that trial in California. They were accused of deliberately designing Facebook and Instagram to addict teens. And oh yeah, lawyers are expensive. Meta says it's going to accrue $10 billion in legal expenses in the third quarter related to this agreement. Stocks right now a little changed. The latest batch of economic reports did little to alter bets that the Federal Reserve's going to raise interest rates before the year is over. S&P 500 up 7. The Dow is up 14 points. I'm John Tucker, Bloomberg Money Watch. 1010 wins at 92.3 FM.
Hey, New York. Feeling overwhelmed by mattress options? Well, there's an easier way. Visit Mattress Firm today and upgrade your sleep during their best sale of the year. Their sleep experts guide you to the perfect bed without the hassle, with a curated selection and options for every budget. It's no wonder more shoppers choose Mattress Firm than any other mattress specialty retailer. Don't miss the best sale of the year at Mattress Firm. They make sleep easy.
For all the things you have to do and places you need to be, let Uber take you there. Because you had just one more 3 rounds ago. Because the 5 a.m. flight seemed like a good idea at the time. Because check engine lights always appear at the worst possible times. And because parking downtown is a nightmare. Because there are nights out, airport trips, and car troubles in your area. There are drivers in your area. Uber. Request a ride today. Wait time varies. Terms and conditions apply. See
Now
for
this
details.
message, Scott Stanford here for our good friends at Barish and McGarry. You know, when we talk about 9/11, we usually talk about the folks who ran towards the danger, the heroes. What about the people who simply went to work in that area in the days and months after? The office workers, the teachers, the students, the residents. Hundreds of thousands of people exposed to the toxic dust and debris in Lower Manhattan. Many are still dealing with health consequences 25 years later. That's where Barish and McGarry comes in. They've been fighting for the 9/11 community for a quarter century, pursuing monetary awards through the Victim Compensations Fund and helping to gain access to the World Trade Center Health Program. And their message is simple. Think back. Think back to where you were on September 11th. Were you downtown? If you were in Lower Manhattan on 9/11 or in the 8 months that followed, get in touch with Barish and McGarry at 911awards.com. Do not assume that you don't qualify. Just do it. 911awards.com. 911awards with an S.com. Barish and McGarry, they are the lawyers for the 9/11 community.
My name is Amanda Fuchs, and I'm a widow. You enter a different reality when you lose your husband, especially as a parent. Life insurance doesn't fix it. It helps. With Ethos, you can get covered in minutes. No medical exams, up to $3 million in coverage, and it's all online.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/beat. That's ethos.com/beat. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Every year, summer ends and the kids go back to school. This year, I'm going back too, at My Computer Career. They'll help me get the skills and certifications that can get me noticed by top employers in months, not years. Now I'm on a fast track to a high-demand IT career where the rewards can finally match my value. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. That's mycomputercareer.edu. It's never too late to go back to school.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Now this message, ThriveWellInfusion.com, New York's premier infusion and injection center, saving lives drip by drip.
WINS FM in HD1 New York. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
More people get their news from 1010 Wins than from any other radio station in the nation. Stephanie Fresh as a Rose Patella is our service aide. Justin Schrager at the editor's desk, and I'm Scott Stanford.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM, New York.
Good morning. We've got sunny skies. It's 73 degrees in Manhattan at 10 o'clock. I'm Linda Lopez, and here's what's happening. Meta has just agreed to settle the lawsuit it's facing from dozens of states over claims that its social media platforms harmed children's mental health. A violent crash late last night on the Belt Parkway leaves 3 teenagers dead. An arrest has been made after a woman was found dead last Friday inside an apartment in the Bronx. Sources say the man arrested was her son. Prince Harry and his wife Meghan arrived in the UK today to make a fresh start in Britain. And guess who just became USA Fencing's first honorary team captain for the upcoming Olympics?
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
So cool. 10-10 winds, AccuWeather. Sunny skies today. Gonna be overall a nice day, maybe just a little humidity. We get to a high of 80 in the city. When's news time? 10:01. Let's get you where you need to go, and here's Karen Stewart.
Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The inbound George is 20 for both levels with a crash on the lower at mid-span in the center lane. It's also 10 to 15 from the Palisades 4 and 46, and the outbound George from across Bronx is 10 to 15 minutes. The Lincoln is 10 in and out, and the inbound Holland 25 from the Skyway, 20 from the Newark Bay Extension. At the East River, we are now extremely slow on the northbound Cross Island, Clearview, and Whitestone Expressway to the Bronx spans of the Throgs Neck and Whitestone bridges. Take Bill Boulevard or Utopia Parkway, 149th Street, Francis Lewis. A lot of different options for you to the bridges other than these 3 major arteries. The inbound RFK is not doing too badly across the span of the Upper East Side, and the Bronx span actually looks terrific. Here's what we see on Long Island's Big 3. Westbound LIE, a slight delay to the Seaford Oyster Bay Expressway. Northern State and Southern State, they're in very good condition. We're sponsored by River Spring Living. Karen Stewart, 10-10 wins at 92.3 FM.
Hey, it's Scott Shannon. Check out my True Oldies channel. Just download the free Odyssey app, search Scott Shannon, and lock it in.
Powered by River Spring Living, with a beautiful campus overlooking the Hudson River where older adults can live, learn, and flourish. For info, go to riverspringliving.org.
Meta has just agreed to settle the lawsuit it's facing from dozens of states over claims that it harmed children's mental health. Meta agreeing to settle the suit with states for up to $16 billion to bring the case to an end. And it's agreed to some changes.
Under the agreement struck this morning, Meta will be forced to make changes to Instagram and Facebook, modifying features that 51 attorneys general had argued were designed to addict young people to those social media platforms. Among the changes, a daily 2-hour limit for users under 18 that can be lifted only by a parent. The settlement still needs court approval.
That's Jim Ryan reporting. 3 teenagers were killed in a horrific crash late last night on the Belt Parkway.
This Cadillac Escalade colliding with a Honda SUV on the eastbound lanes of the Belt about 11:30 last night. The impact leaving both vehicles mangled and lanes in the highway shut down for hours. Now, emergency crews arrived and found 2 teens in the Escalade had already died at that scene near 65th Street. A third later passed away at the hospital. And these victims are 16, 17, and 18 years old, according to police. Well, EMS tells us that 2 others in the Escalade were taken to Maimonides where they're in stable condition. 2 women in their 40s were traveling in the Honda. They are both stable. Now, the cause of this crash is under investigation. No arrests to report initially. Glenn Shuck, 10-10 wins, 92.3 FM in Brooklyn.
But an arrest has been made after a woman was found dead last Friday inside an apartment in the Bronx. Police arrested 33-year-old Bob Guzman last night. He's been charged with the murder of 57-year-old Josefa Soto del Carmen, who was found dead in an apartment at 1236 Grand Concourse last Friday with injuries to her head and torso. Sources tell 10-10 Wins the woman was his mother. There's been no word yet on a motive. Guzman is also facing charges of manslaughter and criminal possession of a weapon. Housing advocates, community, and elected leaders rallying today outside City Hall to call on the mayor and the governor to pursue a strong plan for housing in the upcoming legislative session. Assemblymember Tony Simone, who's leading the rally, tells 10-10 Wins that he's agreed with Mamdani and Hochul's approaches so far, but that New York City needs to go much bigger to solve the housing crisis.
Right now, New Yorkers are burdened by rents, paying, over 30-40% of their salary towards rent. We simply don't have enough housing. We need to create supportive housing, middle income housing.
And he says this is because average rents in the city have just reached over $6,000 a month. He's unveiling a report today that he calls the state of yes with an all-of-the-above approach to housing that has 32 legislative actions in it. And he says they all have one clear message: build more housing and protect tenants. The Brooklyn bar owner, who said back in 2024 he was being shaken down by the NYPD, filed a federal lawsuit today. Shamel Kelly made headlines back in 2024 when he released videos of NYPD harassment. Kelly saying he was the victim of an extortion scheme where he was repeatedly harassed by NYPD officers after he refused to make thousands of dollars in payments to James Caban, who is the twin brother of former NYPD Commissioner Edward Caban. He said the harassment and extortion only got worse after he reported it to NYPD authorities. Those allegations became part of the federal corruption investigations into former Mayor Adams and former Police Commissioner Caban. Shamel Kelly eventually had to close down his bar. Kelly now suing the city of New York, former Commissioner Caban, James Caban, and a number of NYPD officers. Wins News Time 10:06. After that special primary election in South Carolina yesterday, the Republican nominee for Lindsey Graham's former Senate seat is now his sister, Darlene.
What a night.
In Columbia, South Carolina, Tuesday night.
So, South Carolina Republicans, I humbly accept your nomination to serve as the Republican nominee.
Senator Darlene Graham celebrating her victory in a Republican primary runoff to replace her late brother Lindsey Graham on the state's general election ballot for a seat in the U.S. Senate.
I continue to miss Lindsay every day, and there is still a big hole in my heart.
And she thanked President Trump for his endorsement.
Our victory would not have been possible without you, and we are truly grateful.
Graham will face Democrat Amy Andrews in November, but sounded confident.
South Carolina is truly Trump country.
I'm Ben Thomas.
The USS Abraham Lincoln, whose crew has been at sea for more than 250 days, is headed to Thailand for a brief visit for rest and recovery. The Lincoln was supporting the war in Iran, and its service members were deployed for a record length of time, which led to reports of deteriorating mental health among the crew and severe shortages of supplies, including food and hygiene products. The U.S. Embassy in Bangkok didn't immediately respond to a request for comment about the stopover. The U.S. Navy also declined to comment. Extended deployments, even shorter than this one, wear on service members. And even though hostilities between the U.S. and Iran have calmed in recent weeks, the Navy is reimposing a blockade on Iranian ports in the Strait of Hormuz. And the Trump administration has offered no clarity on how it intends to wind down the war. The man accused of terrorizing people in Philadelphia while wearing a Chucky-style Halloween mask has just been arrested in Las Vegas. 22-year-old Samir Hughes now awaiting extradition back to Philadelphia.
Authorities say over several days, Hughes harassed 15 to 16 people around the city, at times allegedly asking his victims, "Are you ready to die?" This woman saying she screamed and kicked the masked man in the chest when he approached her.
I blocked my face, made sure that my center line was protected.
Police saying Hughes targeted both men and women and carried no weapon during the rampage. His motives are still a mystery.
That's Faith Abube reporting. He's now been charged with aggravated assault, terroristic threats, and other related offenses. 73 degrees, and we've got sunny skies right now in Manhattan on our way to a high of 80 in the city.
I'm Laura Benelli, president of LifeVac, the first and only FDA-authorized anti-choking device. This is a public safety message. Nothing is more important than protecting the people you love, but many are unprepared for one of the most frightening emergencies of all, choking. More than 6,000 families around the world have been saved with LifeVac. Visit lifevac.net today. Use code RADIO for a 10% discount. That's lifevac.net. LifeVac, as easy as place, push, pull.
Quality health plans that fit your life are within reach with Get Covered New Jersey. If you've recently had a major life event like getting married, having a baby, or losing health coverage, you may qualify to enroll now. All plans include benefits like preventive care, prescriptions, and emergency services. And 8 in 10 enrolling receive financial help to pay for coverage. Get Covered New Jersey is here to help. Learn more at getcovered.nj.gov.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Wins News Time, 10:11. Let's get you where you need to go. Here's Karen Stewart.
Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The inbound George is 15 to 20. On the inbound lower, there is a crash at mid-span, and it's still in the center lane. From the Palisades Route 446, it's also about 15, and the outbound George is 15. The inbound Lincoln is 10, and the inbound side of the Holland is 25 from the Skyway, 15 to 20 from the Newark Bay Extension, New Jersey, outbound Pulaski Skyway. At the Hackensack River Bridge, we have construction in the right lane that's going to slow you down. The truck lanes of 1 and 9 should help. Southbound Turnpike truck lanes north of 11, we have a broken down tractor trailer still in the center lane there. Do yourself a favor and stick with the car lanes instead. Here's what you need to know about Long Island's Big 3. Eastbound Northern State at exit 30 for Willetts Road. Unauthorized truck in the left. The LIE with a slow traffic delay into the Seaford Oyster Bay Expressway. And Southern State is in very good shape. Northbound Seaford Oyster Bay Expressway at exit 10 for Old Country Road, we're delayed. We've got an accident in the left. Wantagh Parkway or Route 110 will help as alternates. Karen Stewart, 1010 wins at 92.3 FM.
Join the Tunnel to Towers Foundation on its mission to do good in honor of America's heroes. Through programs that honor sacrifice, support families, and serve communities, the foundation carries forward a promise rooted in remembrance and service. Head to T2T.org to learn more info.
And let's get a check now of our 1010 Winds AccuWeather forecast. How's it looking out there today, Joe Lundberg?
Linda, it looks great outside. A lot of sunshine right now. We're keeping that into the afternoon. Temperature will settle in around 80. Clouds will start to increase tonight. The humidity will come up, our overnight low about 70. It'll be warm and humid tomorrow with a lot more clouds and sun. A shower here and there. Watch out for a heavier thunderstorm at some point in the afternoon and evening. And there could be some hard downpours associated with those storms as they move through. The high tomorrow about 80. Behind them, cloud break for some sunshine Friday. Still humid. A shower or thunderstorm around, especially in the morning, high 82. More sunshine with lower humidity for Saturday with highs near 80. Right now, it's already sunny and up to 73. Humidity 61%. The winds are light and variable. Repeating our current temperature, 73, going up to 80 in Midtown. I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg of New York's weather station, 1010 Winds and 92.3 FM.
Winds News Time, 1013. Harry Styles' 30-show residency at MSG kicks off this Friday. Fans, though, can get in on the action early with or without a ticket. A pop-up shop, part of his Together tour, is opening today at 22 East 2nd Street downtown with limited edition shirts, hoodies, hats, and other merch. The shop will stay open through November 1st, Wednesday through Sunday, noon to 7. Since the pop-up is partnered with American Express, some card members can get in an hour early and have the opportunity to purchase 2 exclusive items. Styles' MSG run goes through October 31st.
Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman invites you to enjoy a free concert featuring the one and only Flo Rida. Flo Rida, Monday, August 31st, 7 p.m. at Eisenhower Park. Bring a blanket or lawn chair, free admission and parking. Don't miss Flo Rida, Monday, August 31st at Eisenhower Park. Before the show, be sure to check out Nassau's top-notch restaurants, golf courses, beaches, and shopping.
The all-new 2026 Mazda CX-5 is designed to give you more of what matters. More passenger space and headroom for greater comfort. More cargo space, a lower lift-in height, and a standard power liftgate on every model. More connectivity with Google built-in integration, plus Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. All in a family-friendly SUV that delivers exceptional value. Drive a Mazda during the Mazda's More to Move You sales event and discover what makes Mazda the safest new car brand by Consumer Reports. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
Inigo Montoya isn't putting his sword down just yet.
You are wonderful. Thank you. I've worked hard to become so. I admit that you are better than I am. But why are you smiling? Because I know something you don't know. And what is that? I am not offended.
Mandy Patinkin, Broadway legend, and that guy who jousted his way through The Princess Bride, just became USA Fencing's first honorary team captain for the 2028 Olympic and Paralympic Games in Los Angeles. Patinkin, who also serves as a member of the USA Fencing's ambassador program, tells Variety that off-screen, the real sport is kind of a meditation and a true test of the mind. He'll make appearances at USA Fencing events and help promote the sport ahead of the LA Games. Barry Manilow is taking a break from the stage. The 83-year-old will now give his voice and body a break after a busy summer of 29 shows in just 68 days. The announcement coming after he canceled 2 Las Vegas performances because of technical and vocal problems. And we also know he underwent lung cancer treatment a little earlier this year. Manilow says he may have been pushing a little too hard, so he's stepping away until October 8th. That's when he's expected to return to the Westgate in Las Vegas. Thousands of people in Spain are painting the town red in a good way. It's the annual La Tomatina food fight in the small town of Buñol, where revelers hurl up to 165 tons of overripe tomatoes at each other. This is a tradition that dates back to 1945 and has since grown into an international tourist attraction. There is one big rule. You're supposed to squash the tomatoes before throwing them to help avoid any injuries. When it's all over, the streets get hosed down, and the tomato acid, actually, they say, helps to clean them. Well, he was attacked by a shark and lived to tell about it.